Okay, let me just walk you through this scenario, right?
Yep.
You can buy a 100 million yen property on a 35-year loan term, right?
Mm,
And the monthly repayments will be 300,000 yen a month,
mm-hmm.
right? Or get it on a 50-year term, and that loan will be 200,000 yen a month. Same house, but you're paying 200,000 yen a month.
So it's a
Of
cash
course,
flow thing rather than a like.
yeah, it's a cash flow thing. So of course you're paying less off for your property.
Mm,
So when you sell it in 20 years, you've paid less off, but you sell it and you use the proceeds of the sale to pay off the mortgage, right?
mm-hmm.
So you've got less forced savings in your home loan. When the interest is near zero,
Yeah, I
that's
get it.
fine.
Okay.
Think of it as almost like free money. Like, so you're borrowing, so
Free
you can
money.
have a better lifestyle, and a lot of people can now can easily afford 200,000 yen a month more than 300,000.
Into their NISA or into their other things, which are going to have a
Now,
much higher return for than the appreciation on a house.
yeah, especially when interest is so low.
Hi there, folks, and welcome back to Nippon Trading International's Japan Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Ziv Nakajima again, and this podcast is brought to you, among others, by Emil Gorgies of realestate.jp. He's a Tokyo real estate agent who specializes in serving international or mixed nationality families who are looking for the perfect family home. So Emil's an Australian. He's been living here in Japan for over 2 decades now, and for about half of that time he's been buying, selling, and managing real estate properties in Tokyo on behalf of his own family and a great many happy clients. And he also acts as a mortgage broker on behalf of his clients. So he's got dedicated loan officers in many of the Japanese mega banks. And if you're a regular listener of the podcast, you probably already know him from our JREP, the Japan Real Estate Experts Panel sessions, which means that you're already aware of the fact that the man is an absolute fountain of wisdom on all things related to real estate in Japan, and in particular to family homes, the greater Tokyo metropolitan area, and mortgages. And most importantly, he's incredibly generous with his time and advice, which he's more than happy to provide at no cost or commitment to anyone asking. So if you've been thinking about buying your home in Tokyo, but you've been sitting on the fence for a while, or you just want to have a chat in English with a real expert, drop him a line on sales@realestate.jp. Hit him up today and start exploring your options. All right, everyone, welcome back. First episode for 2026 on the Japan Real Estate Podcast, which also just happens to be home of the Japan Real Estate Summit, taking place in Tokyo and online. Our spring session is going to be on the 18th and 19th of April in about 3 months' time as of the recording of this episode. And for this occasion, we've got a special first episode of the year lined up for you. 2 episodes in one, if you will. This first call is our JREP crew, Blanca, Tracy, Emil, and myself. And we all got together for the first time in a long time earlier this week to talk a bit more about the up-and-coming summit and, drumroll, to introduce 2 exciting new speakers. So you definitely want to listen to this first conversation, if only to witness my awesome new microphone. Very proud of this one, if you can tell. I just got it and am absolutely loving it. So yeah, we got together. Finally, Blanca was actually out on site, so we got a sneak peek at a holiday unit. She's just in the process of renovating for some lucky owners in Tokyo. Great unit, killer view of Mount Fuji and the city itself. So worth hopping over to our YouTube channel if you're tuning in via the audio podcast. We then got a bit of an update from Emil on the topic of current mortgage interest rates in Japan and what's happening in that particular arena. We got a chance to meet Tracy's awesome new intern, Sammy. And then we got right into the main event, laying down our phenomenal list of sponsors and speakers for the spring session of the Japan Real Estate Summit. Who's coming back, what topics they normally cover, and why you'd want to attend. Again, including 2 new speakers, one of whom Mark Drapkin from Yen Loans, we've already introduced here on the podcast. But we do have 1 new surprise speaker for you, which many of you probably already know well. Have a listen, see if you can guess who it is, in case you haven't already read it in the show notes by now. And don't turn off the show after this, because don't forget, we've got another bonus call for you right after this session.
Yeah. All right. Japan Real Estate Experts Panel back in session after a long hiatus, and we've got Blanca on site. Yes.
Yes, but I was trying to see if I can turn the camera and I don't think I can, but so I'm gonna do it like this. So like it's a very, very small place.
So
But we've done an absolutely complete renovations of everything. It's like a studio apartment. And
so
so we've
1K, is
done,
it?
sorry?
1K?
I think it's a studio, it's not even 1K because like here is the chotomate. Here is like the small.
Oh, look, you've done nice with the unit bar.
Oh, nice,
Well
right?
yeah.
For
done.
how small it is. For how
'Cause-
small it is, it's like because this is like very, very small place. And then a little
unit bar's gotta be
kitchenette,
grim. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's a
stainless
studio, yeah.
steel. And then we did a built-in wardrobe here, customized kind of wardrobe. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep, can see. Yes, can see.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So I just came to check if the guys are working. They're hard at work.
Mm-hmm. And so when there's a construction site, it's called a gemba.
Yeah, yes, Gemba. I'm like so used to it. David always laughs. He said, Mama, you keep calling everything Gemba.
I was ashamed to ask what that is, actually.
Gemba is a construction site. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
It's
it.
just like the location. But
Yes.
it's also used in the just like off sites, like locations, I think as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, construction sites.
Yeah.
Whether it's pull down or build up. So
Yeah. And there's a beautiful view here. You guys can't see it, but there's a Fuji-san. You can see Fuji-san beautifully in the back because today is just such a beautiful weather.
Lovely.
So they have a lovely, they have a lovely place here. Small but nice, and it's basically their. They don't live here in Japan, but when they come, they just want to have their own place to stay or for their friends and stuff. So it's not for Minpaku, but it's for a
Are
personal.
you sure? Because Tracy could do wonders with it. I can see her eyes popping.
Well,
No. You couldn't in a building like that. You'd have to only do monthly rentals. So
yeah, it's a mansion. It's a 5 floor.
Oh, it's a mansion. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there an elevator?
No,
No elevator.
and it's a 5th floor.
Fifth floor
Okay.
walk up. Wow.
Yeah, so it was a workout when we were bringing things in.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Luckily, my guys are strong, so
They are strong, and so this is Blanca,
Yes.
and then Ziv, like please give us your back of the envelope.
I don't know. Ziv is the guy who still steals interns from people. Blanca can tell you about that. We're like the one-stop shop real estate thing. So we help people, connect them with people like Tracy and Blanca, or if they're out of Tokyo, with Japanese professionals who do what they need us to do. So build or renovate, or we help them buy places, manage them, whether they're holiday homes, investment properties, rentals, whatever the case may be. But we will often be collaborating with these lovely ladies and other people like them. And Emil will join us in a minute. But I didn't know if there he is. Speak of the devil. I didn't know if we want to record this one. Hang on. As long as we are recording, we'll let Emil do a spiel too.
I think we can record if even if just for us, so we
And
can
then
get notes and everything.
Well, I mean, it'd be good just to reintroduce us, reintroduce all of us to.
Yeah, but I was gonna have a gripe and a rant and stuff, so I didn't
okay.
think there was a recordable episode. Sorry.
We could do that after. We can just do a little quick.
Yeah. Well, record it for us anyway.
2026. Yeah.
Yeah. So Emil, we all did self introductions, and this is Tracy's intern Sammy. She'll introduce him, and you introduce yourself.
Are you in Australia?
Me? No, I'm back at home.
I am.
But I have my heaters on, hence the
I was gonna say you got like short sleeves on, like.
Yeah, and I've got all the heaters on, the yukadan, all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
Cool. All right. So brief intro. Introductions. We said.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So my name's Emil. I'm a real estate agent here in Tokyo. I help foreign families buy a family home in Tokyo. Usually they're residents here, and we arranged a home loan. 100% financing to buy your place in central Tokyo.
Did you hear that? 100% financing.
Oh, 110.
And hang on, get there. What's the interest rate, Emil?
Right now, 0.5 is probably the best we get.
Sorry.
0.5% interest on 100% finance.
everybody keeps talking to me about how it's going up and it's oh my god and oh my god. Yeah, like, but you're not feeling that much, are you?
Like it. Oh, I look for me going up from 0.19 that it was 2 years ago to 0.5 is massive. Uh, and some of them, yes, they are putting it up. The Bank of Japan's put it up, so invariably the banks have to put up the variable rates, but it's still under 1% for a lot. SMBC and Prestia, which is part of SMBC, are the highest right now, and they're like 1.16 for their variable. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to get that out of control. The deals are still real good. One thing they're doing now, interesting, so I'll go on my little chat, is 50-year loan terms.
See, I don't get that. I don't get that.
Okay,
I
great.
mean, I get it. I understand it, but I've run the numbers. They don't make sense.
They don't make sense as the owner or the bank.
Oh, the
As the
bank
bank,
loves
I would
it.
say. Yeah.
Well,
The bank
as
loves
an
it? What do you
owner,
mean?
I love it. Well, I see it as two things. Like it's always a spectrum, and like when you want to do the examples, I think look, what is a cash only purchase is a zero term loan. You pay it off on day one. You got no
Yeah.
term, and then you have an infinite, term loan,
what's-
which is
Sure, if you
essentially
pass
interest
it
only.
on, yeah,
It's
but if you
interest
pass
only,
it on,
an interest only loan, right?
yeah, I guess if you pass it on, but the penalty rates for like it's not to get out of a if you're buying and selling and buying and selling. I mean, what does that look like? I think if you're buying something to live in forever that you'll eventually own after 50 years, that's what I'm saying. The numbers kind of don't make sense. But if you're flipping and buying and selling,
But you'd have to
the
be
same-
25, 30 at most when you take it out, wouldn't you? Is that what they're trying to
Yeah.
do?
Oh no.
I
So
don't
okay, let me just walk you through this scenario, right?
Yep.
You can buy a 100 million yen property on a 35-year loan term, right?
Mm.
And the monthly repayments will be 300,000 yen a month,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or get it on a 50-year term, and that loan will be 200,000 yen a month. Same house, but you're paying 200,000 yen a month.
So it's
Of
a cash
course,
flow thing rather than a like.
Yeah, it's a cash flow thing. So of course you're paying less off for your property. So when you sell it in 20 years, you've paid less off. But you sell it and you use the proceeds of the sale to pay off the mortgage, right? So you've got less forced savings in your home loan. When the interest is near zero,
Yeah, I get it.
fine.
Okay.
Think of it as almost like free money. Like, so you're borrowing, so
Free
you can
money.
have a better lifestyle, and a lot of people can now can easily afford 200,000 yen a month more than 300,000.
Into their NISA or into their other things, which are going to have
Yeah,
a much
or-
higher return than the appreciation on a house.
Yeah, especially when interest is so low, right? I'll have like, and again, an infinite loan term is an interest-only loan essentially, where you're paying off no mortgage, no principal at all. And in Australia, we have that for interest only. So, and when interest is really low, I don't need to pay off the principal because when I sell it, I get the utility for the cost of interest only, which is minimal. And then when I sell it,
Is that cheaper than rent though? Because I could just rent for that price, couldn't I?
no, you can't rent for that price.
I mean,
No?
Yeah.
At all. And if it's interest only, like that's super cheap. But yeah, so the mortgage is really low. And so it's really cheap, especially, and now though, what we see really is, I think the reason they're introducing it now is it's really to counter the increase in price. A lot of people are being pushed out because of the price increases that we're seeing in Tokyo, in particular, like the tower mansions. So now it used to be a tower mansion was 100 million yen. Now it's 150 million.
Wow.
So by stretching out your, I mean, they're just using round numbers, for example, but now by stretching out your loan term by 50%, you can keep the same payment. You could afford 300,000 yen a month in the past. And now by when it was 100 million yen, now it's 150. Well, let me get a 150 million yen loan on a 50-year loan term. My monthly payment is still going to be 300,000 yen a month.
And you get a nicer
So now
house.
I can still afford this same place. I can afford to live here in the same place And when I sell it, I can pay off the loan. I haven't gotten as much equity in it because I've increased the long term. But
That
look,
works as long as there isn't a crash, yeah?
it works. Look, if my bank turns around and says, "Hey, we'll let you switch to like interest only at like my 0.99% or 0.7% for indefinite," of course, yeah. I've got. Why am I paying into principal just to save a fraction of a percent on interest?
Yeah. Oh, it's just I'm just on as you know, I'm on a different scale. So like
Yeah.
I want principal down because of compound interest. So
Yeah, that's compound interest, but I'd rather compound saving on investment.
you're exactly right.
Yeah, and
I
when
know, it's
interest,
interesting.
yeah, when
I
interest
learn
is low,
something
yeah.
every time I talk to you, Emil. I learn something. So and my intern here is studying finance. So you've just given him it's like credit for his first 3 subjects. Yeah.
I'll sign up on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We interrupt this broadcast to tell you about Tokyo Family Stays. They're a short-term rentals company in Tokyo, and they offer a home away from home experience, which is just perfect for remote working, quarantining, if that's still a thing, or if you just need somewhere quiet to get away from the world. They offer a variety of options for families, corporate relocations, or even if you're simply transitioning between homes in Tokyo. The properties are super comfortable, tastefully furnished, fully equipped with all amenities, and they accommodate up to 10 people. So really the only thing you'll need to bring with you is your toothbrush and maybe a change of clothes. They come with fast unlimited wireless internet, dedicated workspaces, and fully equipped kitchens, and they're just a delight to stay in. Fantastic alternative to Japanese business hotels, which if you've ever stayed in one, you probably know they're tiny, they're noisy, fine for a night or two if you're on your own, but longer term or with a family, you'll probably feel you're in a jail cell very quickly in a Japanese business hotel. So if you want to give yourself a sense of space and freedom by renting a real home, with comfortable Western beds, including all the necessities like baby bedding, children's toys, high chairs, etc., you definitely want to reach out to Tokyo Family Stays. They've been at it for over a decade. They're a fully licensed minpaku or short-term stay operator. And as a special bonus for our viewers and listeners, they're also throwing in a breakfast basket upon arrival for anyone who books and mentions the Japan Real Estate Podcast or NTI. And not only for guests, if you're a property owner, you've got an investment property that you want to tweak for higher profit, or a holiday home that you want to rent out when you're not using it via short-term stays, drop them a line today, see how they can help you maximize your property's income. And again, as a special bonus to our viewers and listeners, they're also offering a free audit of your existing short-term stay listings without any obligation whatsoever. So feel free to reach out to them at tokyofamilystays.com. Well worth a visit. And again, if you're in the market for a family home in or around the Tokyo metropolitan area, Emil's your man. Don't be shy to reach out to him as well at sales@realestate.jp. And now, back to the podcast.
It's been a while since we've all been on here.
I know, it's great.
Nice to see everyone. Yes.
Yeah, and Happy New Year. So this is our first call for the year. So akemashite omedetou gozaimasu.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy holidays, like pre.
Yeah.
Just quickly on that 50-year loan term.
Yep.
Interesting point that you still need to pay it off by your 80th birthday.
Right.
So it's a lot more for younger people. So
yeah, 25, 30.
35-year loan term. After 45 years of age, it reduces in duration.
Mm-hmm.
So this 50-year loan term is really only applicable for people 30 years old. And as you get over 30, it goes down to 49 years, 48, 47, 46.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I could refinance my property to a 50-year loan, then, I can't get that now. I can't even get, no, I'm 45 this year. That's it. I'm done for 35 years. That's it. I can't refinance anything. But yeah, I would stretch it out because interest rates are so low. I think longer is better.
You're only 45.
This year.
Wow. You're a baby.
You're a baby. You're a baby. An absolute baby. Well, you know what I'm really looking forward to is can we announce the at the JREP, who's speaking at JREP?
Yep. So the plan is ourselves, obviously. We got Matt Ketchum returning. We got Alicia Alicia Kinwang talking again about investment loans. We've got, speaking of loans, Mark Drabkin for Yen Loans from Yen Loans. He's one of our new speakers, and he's obviously going to be talking about his subject matter, which is all kinds of loans, not specifically for Japanese residents. And we've got Chai Kanda from Shiki Properties covering Kyoto and Osaka market as usual. And Ben Tanaka from Retire Japan. Have I mentioned him and forgot to say who he is?
Yeah, well, no, you didn't mention it. This is where I was leading with this, because this is all so interesting that yes, we are all real estate nerds, but I think Ben's going to really add in that additional element of like not putting all eggs in one basket, and some really interesting things happening in NISA this year. Have you noticed that they're bringing back the junior NISA?
Yes.
So
Emil's even more of a fanboy than I am. Maybe he can introduce Ben a lot better than I can.
Yeah, I'm an
Ben.
absolute fangirl of Ben, so he's good.
Yeah, I love Ben and everything he does with Retire Japan. Just quick spiel to those who don't know. So, Retire Japan, it just talks about sort of investment and like the NISA and IDECO and other kind of retirement options that long-term foreign residents want to know about in being in Japan, and what it will look like, and how to sort of different investments and savings that the Japan government has in place to help people when they retire. And a lot of that information for foreigners is like we're oblivious to it, or we don't know how it works, and we kind of turn a blind eye to it. But his website, his forum is very, very insightful for that. I think he even has a program like your first 10 million yen.
He does, and I think he's restarting it now or soon.
I've done the course. It is excellent. Ashley and I learned a lot, and we've got stuff that I've sort of kicked myself that I didn't learn 10 years ago. Because I did some offshore stuff, some offshore investments, and when I could have been doing it here tax free for the last 10 years, earning compound interest. So I'm a massive fan as well. This junior NISA is interesting as well. So, but a 50-year mortgage, I'm going to get Max, my 15-year-old to take it on. So
definitely. Yeah.
Because I house hack, because we have an apartment within our house. See, like Nisei Taijutaku, that's how we built it. We've got the hotel license in there now, but I reckon Ash and I can move in there, and like Son can live upstairs. So
a whole bunch of hustle you can do. Ben's going to talk from Retire Japan. I actually reached out to him, although it's not real estate. A lot of our attendees for the summit are either long-term residents, or they want to live here sort of for the long term. They've been here for a while, so it's not just about real estate now. It's like, how can you live here comfortably in Japan? So that's why we think he will be a great addition to the speaker list. I bought his book on NISA and IDECO when he first released it many years ago to wrap my head around it. And then I've gotten to know him after that on a personal level. He's also a jiu-jitsu bro, so that's cool.
Right. He's doing a bit of work actually with a friend of mine who's actually released, I know this is a bit morbid, but she's actually released a program where you can set up as foreign residents, set up all of your finances for passing on. And it's not just will, it's like what you have to do when
that's important stuff, morbid or not.
It's really important stuff. And so so that's called Ending Note, and I'm going to give her a free plug here, but I can actually link that in the show notes because it's actually very, very good. So she and Ben have been doing a lot of work together, and she's going to be doing some actual workshops. So you're not like, oh yes, it's really important stuff, but then you've just got to get it done, right? Which is the hard thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'll get it done one day, but it's an excellent program. Worth.
That's Kristen
McQuillan. Yeah, she and I have been besties for 27 years, something like that.
Oh really? Okay, cool. Because I saw that, and I purchased the Ending Note book as well from her. I haven't had time to do it, but yeah, people like there's names for it, Death Folder, Ending Note, things like that, where you put down a lot of your information about where your assets are, your bank accounts, logins. What all it is. So when you pass away eventually, your family has a folder with understanding of all where everything is.
And it's bilingual.
Yeah.
She's done a whole bunch
Yeah.
of really deep research, and it's like, well, this is the first thing you do. You have to contact this person, this person, this person, this agency. This is the bilingual. This is the bilingual, like, this is the kanji for the department, and this is the document you need to give them. So she's done a massive amount of heavy lifting, and yeah, it's brilliant. Mm.
It's
Okay.
important stuff. And we
All
also
right.
have, we're not done. We also have Shu Matsuo and Brett Lee,
Of course, yes.
Akiya Hub Boys. So we call them Akiya. I mean, they got Akiya in their name, but they're a very different type of Akiya people than Matt, for example. Matt will tell you how to revitalize the entire Japanese countryside with creative projects, and they'll tell you how to make money off Akiya. Obviously, they're a
Correct,
very
yes.
popular pair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I've been doing a lot of work with them lately, as have you, Ziv. And they're just incredible human beings, and smart and funny, and they're growing like all giddy up. So, it's Year of the Horse, giddy up. So they're really they're helping so many people close properties. I'm not sure how many a month they're doing these days, but it's their service is incredible.
Yeah.
Doing a very good job. Yeah.
Overseas, their service is very, very, very helpful.
Have I
we have
missed
a-
anyone?
and
Have any? Sorry, Blanca.
And also, we have to say that we have a new venue this year.
Yes, the Pullman Hotel. Tell us, Emil.
I'm talking too much.
No.
The Pullman Hotel.
Not just kidding. It's an awesome place, but Emil hooked us up, so he's the best one to introduce.
And it is great. I mean, like they have a massive outdoor terrace. They have a great bar area. And then we have two separate rooms, like the main room and then the two sort of the breakout room, we call it. But yeah, just the whole layout. We have pretty much the whole floor to ourselves. And it's no longer like, and there's windows in like everywhere, pretty
Yes.
much. We're gonna have windows. Lots of
There's
windows.
rumors the gala dinner is going to be quite an affair too, right?
Oh, and the gala dinner is going to be epic with the whole restaurant downstairs,
Yeah.
booked out. And that is, I think we can fit 60 people. And
Nice.
it's not cramped and tight. It's nice and open. It's going to be wonderful.
That's got some headline sponsorship happening for that, Zip. Is that right?
Yes, so MailMate, John Cross from MailMate gave us a short speech last year at the summit. This year, he said he really felt most of the value for him and for the attendees was him just walking around and talking to them. So he's sponsoring the gala dinner, which is the most social part of the event, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be nice. The Pullman is stunning, absolutely stunning, and
But it's great. A location right on the Yamanote line, like 5-minute walk from
yeah.
the station on the overpass.
Yep. And I think we've got some of the previous or some new added people that people can chat with and are sponsoring the breakout rooms, right, Tracy? We've got add and assist and
Assist, yes. And we have and assist, and I'm still talking to a couple of people, just trying to lock them down. So I won't pre-announce them.
Okay.
But yeah, but there's still room, because if people do listen to this and they want to get, want to talk to us about maybe sponsoring an afternoon tea or, a lunch, or I think all the headline speaking is done, like all those slots.
well, Anton can't make it this year, so we probably have one more spot for a main sponsor if somebody's still interested.
But we have Matt. We have Matt instead of Anton, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is. We can try to squeeze things around if somebody still wants a main room spot, but I'm not sure how full the schedule will be.
But if you sort of sponsor an afternoon tea or like even just like a pop-up, it's not just being, having the name on all of our documentation. It's that you can have a desk there and you can talk to people, but even if you've only got to speak for 5 minutes, it's perfect, right? If you want to introduce your service to, if it's applicable to our audience, I think that's still open. So talk to me. I will help you out.
Awesome. So yeah, with that in mind, I guess we'll stop recording. We've done the
Yeah.
announcement. I mean, we've done a few announcements of the podcast already, but now it's the live one. And yeah, we're pre-registering is still open until we get the ticketing page up, which is probably a number of weeks now, not longer than that. So
Um,
if you want what's a pretty massive discount on the tickets, hop over. At the moment, it's on our website, nippontradings.com. At the very top, you can look at the previous summits and you can pre-register for discounted early bird tickets, whether in person or online via the stream. All right, see you all there,
um,
and I will
I,
stop recording. Yeah, go ahead, Emil.
just on the ticket. So we're working on the ticketing site. It'll be on so go to realestate.jp site. You can click through to the pre
Oh,
pre
you've got the next summit on there too.
yeah. So
Okay.
realestate.jp/summit will have the has some of the updated info, and there's a pre-registration form you can fill out as well. So I'm collecting those pre-registrations,
Yep.
and probably within a week, I think we'll have the ticketing page up. We just did some
Okay.
admin sort of changes to that now, and we're
Nice.
working on that. So
All
we'll get that
right.
up
Perfect.
earlier rather than later this time.
Yeah, see you all in April. I think the pre-registrations are already picking up, so hopefully there'll
Yeah,
be
we'll get quite a
a
few.
full room, I think. Now, if you're actively looking at property in Japan, you should check out Akiya Mart. That's AKIYA hyphen Mart, MART, akiyamart.com. It's the Zillow of Japan, built for buyers who are actively hunting for a home in Japan and want a much more Western style web browsing experience than the typical local Japanese websites. Now, we've got an exclusive 30% off promo code for the Akiyamart Pro annual plan. That's the one that gives you full access to Airbnb zoning maps, hazard maps, sold data, and over 500,000 listings nationwide at any given time. So if you're serious about buying in Japan and you want an easier way to search, this is the best tool that we know of. So you can use my code ZIV, Z-I-V, at checkout and get 30% off your Akiyamart Pro annual plan at akiyamart.com. There you go, the Japan Real Estate Experts panel back in full form and ready to rock the spring session of the Japan Real Estate Summit, coming up again in Tokyo and online 18th, 19th April. That's Saturday and Sunday at the glorious Pullman Hotel in Tamachi, and on the streaming room, of course, where all the cool gals and boys hang out if they can't make it to the summit in person. Hop over to nippontradings.com or summit.realestate.jp and secure your discounted early bird ticket registrations today. All right, so for the bonus call, as promised, this is an audio-only recording of a call that I had earlier this year with a pretty spontaneous buyer who hits us up saying that they're in Japan right now for 1 week and want to see some properties while they're here. So we talked about why obviously this may not be possible. We talked about what we can do for our clients, what their criteria, which is up to 9 million yen within an hour from Tokyo, what that criteria might get them, whether they're in the market for a house or a condo and why, how the purchase process would work in their case, what exactly are all the purchase costs, what services can we offer to buyers, and what sort of management and maintenance is actually required practically for non-residents who are buying and holding holiday homes here. So really nice little call on all topics related to a first-time holiday home purchase scenario here in Japan. Enjoy this one too, and I'll see you again one last time on the other side. Okay, so you're in Tokyo for a week, you mentioned? You've got properties that you want to look at?
Yeah, so I know it's such a short time, but we're not in any rush to purchase anything. I wasn't saying I need to find something this week. It was just that if anything were to come about, I would love to be able to see it. But my daughters are in a language summer camp for the week. We were actually just here last December on vacation, but then we found out about the camp. So we decided to enroll them and we're here for just a week. But my parents, like I said, live out here. So if there's anything that's, promising, that I would like for them to see in person on my behalf. But otherwise, anything that we can do by video tour or digitally, that's fine as well.
Yeah, so we normally, I mean, we can try, but between ourselves or a buyer side agent, whichever way we'll go, we and the or a buyer side agent will have our schedules, and the listing agents would have their schedules. And if the property is currently occupied by the owner, then they will also have their schedule. So
Right.
usually a week would not be. We could get very lucky. We'll see how we go, but maybe tell me a bit about what you're looking for first, and I'll figure out what we can do about it.
Yeah, so basically what we're looking for is a second home. As I mentioned, we currently reside in California, but we have family that live out here. We're interested in probably sending my daughters to a language camp, which we're testing out this week. If it's successful, we'd like to send them back every summer for an extended period of time. And so during that time, we would want to stay in the second home and then have my parents live there throughout the rest of the year. So ideally, we really like the Tokyo area. I know within our budget, we cannot find anything within central Tokyo, which honestly, we don't really want to be in central Tokyo.
Yep.
Um, I think our preferences are, outside of Tokyo, but maybe within an hour of a train ride. And since we won't be purchasing a car, we would like the property to be within convenience of a walking distance of a convenience store, supermarket, anything that's within, 10, 15 minutes walking distance to as many possible things as
And
we
to
can.
a station, I assume, if you want to get to Tokyo, right?
Yes, within about like 10 to 15-minute walk within a train station would be ideal.
Okay. And do you know roughly what size you need or layout?
So we would like a two-bedroom. We're not too particular on the size of the unit, but a two-bedroom would be ideal. And then anything else, it doesn't have to be pet friendly. It would be nice if there was an elevator, if it's on a higher floor. And we would like it to be a move-in ready unit, just
Yep.
so we don't have the time to really renovate. Since we're not here physically, so
Yep.
anything that's move-in ready would be great.
Okay. So sounds like you're talking about a condo, not a house, yeah?
Correct. I mean, if there is a great detached house, that'd be wonderful. But I understand that within what we're looking for, it probably won't be. So
What's your budget? What's your budget?
so we would have cash ready. Budget wise, I think we don't want to go over probably 9 million yen. And I understand that, with that budget, the location is probably very difficult. But I've been doing a lot of research on available homes, and it looks like there's a handful of stuff. So if we can find that magical unit, that would be amazing.
Okay, so when you say two bedroom, we're talking about two actual bedrooms and then a living dining area kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So not a bedroom plus living dining, two bedrooms plus so two DK or two LDK in Japanese terms, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that should be doable within an hour from Tokyo, I would think. My main concern would be how old is the building? I mean, if it's a house, it's going to be pretty old at this budget.
Right.
So that aside from all the normal maintenance issues that come with the house, because you're going to have, maybe a bit of a backyard or a garden and you need to be responsible for whatever happens to the structure. But at this budget, a house would also mean that it'll be, I'm guessing, at least 30, 40 years old. And because it's going to be a wooden structure as opposed to the concrete condo, probably going to have at least some structural issues at this age. They're not really built to last in Japan, the wooden structures.
Right.
So I'd also be more comfortable with helping you buy a condo, to be honest, just to save you from unexpected expenses that come with a house at that age.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the boss. We'll help you buy whatever you want to buy, but I think you'll have less headaches with the condo for sure.
That would be ideal. We don't want to deal with too much from the get-go.
Yeah. Okay, so within an hour to Tokyo, and I assume you want to be as close as possible to a single train ride, not like hop between stations, right?
That would be ideal, yes.
Okay, so maybe all the way out to Hachioji on the west, maybe Chiba City, Yokohama City, Saitama City, they're all within an hour to Tokyo and would be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, I've been looking at Saitama. I haven't seen much there. But yeah, that seems like a great location. I've also looked at what's the name of it?
Yep, yep.
That seems like a pretty reasonable area. I'm not too familiar with all of the outside of Tokyo surroundings, so I'm just starting my research this week, and those seem like pretty decent candidates.
Yeah, I'd say so. If it's out of Tokyo, we're a lot more likely to find something that's going to be a 2DK to LDK. The closer we get to Tokyo, the more it's going to start looking like a studio or a single bedroom. So,
Right.
uh, yeah, within an hour, but I think within an hour is reasonable. My main concern with the condos is because it's concrete, it doesn't need to be as young, but still, once they hit about 40 years of age is when the building fees start rising a bit more rapidly because the building would require more frequent renovations and repairs.
Hmm.
And that's also when, I mean, it's not a huge concern in your case because it's not an investment property per se, but that's also when their value starts declining because people buying them are factoring in the fact that building fees will start going up more rapidly, right? So
Right.
if you're an investor, I'd say try to resell it before it hits 40. If you're going to be an owner occupier, then you could maybe just, you know, ride it till it drops kind of thing until the fees are becoming a little bit too oppressive. But still, I mean, around let's give you like 10 years to hold on to it before you start considering that. So maybe 30 and younger would be uh, a good benchmark, and we can kind of extend that a little bit to 35 and younger if it's a really nice place.
Okay.
Mm. But I think that should be doable within an hour from Tokyo. So what we'll do with the building is normally, so if it's a house, the due diligence would be related more to structural inspection, sewage situation, water supply situation. With a condo, what we'll want to do is look at the building's renovation history and how much they've got collected in reserve funds.
Okay.
And we'll correlate the two. So if they've done big renovations within, say, the last 10 years, then it's okay for the reserve funds pool to be depleted more or less because we know that there are no big issues coming up that will need a lot of money. And then the building fees will hopefully be on the stable side. Um, if, on the other hand, they've got a lot of money and they haven't done any big renovation in the last 10 years, that's also okay because they got money to pay for those.
Hmm.
But if there haven't been any big renovation in the last 10 years and the reserve funds pool is depleted, that probably means that building fees will start doubling or even more than that because they will need the money to carry on some big renovations.
Okay.
We're not going to have that information in most cases until we submit an offer because the seller or the listing agent would need to start collecting that information. Sometimes they have to pay a fee to get the full report from the owner union. So usually what we'll do is we'll submit an offer, and on the offer we'll note that it's pending the building's investigation report. And if the offer is accepted, that's when the seller or their agent will start collecting that data and sending it to us. And if we're not happy with what we see in there because we noted it politely on the offer form, then it's not going to offend anyone if we pull back.
Great.
So that's usually going to be the procedure. And then once we get all the information, we'll confirm if we're going ahead or not. Then they'll start drawing the document drafts, the contract, and all the appendixes. We'll review those to make sure there are no surprises in there that were not mentioned when we inquired. And then if everything seems kosher-ish, then we'll sign the contract, pay the 10% deposit, and then they will give you the ownership. The judicial scrivener, which is the equivalent of property lawyer here, will start drawing the ownership transfer documents, which you will need to have signed and witnessed overseas and post back to Japan. If you happen to still be in Japan or you happen to be out of the States at that point in time, you can go on to notarize.com. That's usually the easiest way to get documents signed and witnessed remotely. But the originals will still need to be posted back to Japan. So usually up to about a month from when the contract is signed, the documents will arrive back here in Japan, and that's when settlement will take place. And you'll pay the remaining 90%, plus all of the not all of most of the purchase costs. So the realtor's fee, the legal and registration fees, settlement adjustments. So the seller would normally have paid building fees, property tax in advance, so you'll need to credit them for that. And all that total will need to be paid on settlement day. And
Okay.
then the keys and the property are yours from the day of settlement, but the new title deed and the new registration documents will take another 3 to 5 weeks to arrive, depending on how busy the Legal Affairs Bureau is.
Okay. And this can all be done remotely.
Yes, fully
Okay.
remotely. Yeah. It'll be good if we can get you in to look at properties while you're here, but I'm not sure if a week will be enough. So the viewing might have to be remote as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now, if you've attended any of our recent JREP Summit events in Tokyo or online, you've probably heard our sponsor, Robert Miller from Innovatious.com. He's been in web solutions here in Japan for the past 25 years, and he's also an active investor in Japanese real estate property, as well as global online property, which is his specialty and what his company Innovatious is all about. They offer a full suite of website services for entrepreneurs and small business owners, including all aspects of web design and management, backup and updates, content formatting and editing, proactive maintenance and error fixing, you name it, with a strong focus on SEO excellence, which is what gets you those hardcore top of the list search engine rankings. But there is a difference. Innovatious works off a simple, all-inclusive monthly subscription model, as opposed to the typical outdated and confusing project model. So you never have to wonder how much any request for any work to be done on your website might cost. It's always $497 per month. And if that's not enough, if you've mentioned you've heard of their services on the Japan Real Estate Podcast, you'll also get 10% off this monthly price for life. Also, and equally important, if not more, you can try out Innovatious for just 1 month, then switch them off, on again later if you want, and so forth. There are no minimum subscription terms. Now, if you're a small business owner, managing and growing a website is super distracting and time consuming, right? That's exactly where Innovations comes in. Robert's team takes care of all of that for you so that you can focus on what you do best. So feel free to email Rob on robert@innovatious.com, and his team will conduct a full SEO and website audit on your site, reveal anything that you should address to increase your website's appeal, and provide you with an easy-to-read detailed report with your own branding so that you can make some informed decisions on your online strategy and watch your business grow as you implement it. So once more, robert@innovatious.com. Drop him a line and get your website reviewed today. So normally, I think Faye forwarded our explanation of services document. You've got a rough idea of how we work and what's involved and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll caveat everything that you read in there to say that we're a little bit too swamped to do the full purchase facilitation on your behalf until the end of this year. What we can do and have been doing, we're just struggling with hiring and training at the moment. We haven't really factored in our growth speed, so we're a little bit swamped. So what I've been doing and can do in this case as well is I'll put you directly in touch with a foreigner-friendly, English-speaking realtor who'll be able to handle the procedures remotely on your behalf in English, same as we would have done.
Okay.
They're realtors, which by nature means they're more transaction-oriented. So like the kind of conversation that we just had about watch out for the age of the building, what kind of distance, they're not really going to do much of that usually. Their job is to research listings for you, or they'll work with listings that you'll forward to them and just make sure that the transaction happens and everything is legal and by the book. So if you want to, we can join in as consultants, which is also a lot cheaper than having us do everything on your behalf, and just hold your hand, guide the agents on due diligence, review documents before you sign anything. Just make sure you're not making any costly mistakes there. But we're perfectly happy to just introduce you. We don't charge for introduction. So if you want to do it all on your own, you're very welcome to. I'll hook you up with an agent and off you go.
Okay. Okay.
Both are fine. Both are doable. Don't feel obliged to hire us if you feel you're okay on your own.
Okay. I probably won't be okay on my own, so we probably would want your guidance throughout the process. And then beyond that, do you offer any other services such as, property management or anything like that, or helping with any sort of renovations since we're not there?
Yeah,
Or
of
do you
course.
Okay.
But I thought, aren't your parents going to be resident here most of the year?
They do half and half. So
Okay.
they do 6 months here and 6 months in California.
Okay, so they're not going to have their address re-registered in Japan and start. They're going to remain, domicile is going to remain in California, is it?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, yes. So in that case, definitely we can handle your utilities, your annual taxes. If you happen, like if somebody is going to be in the apartment every other month, then you probably don't need much in the way of cleaning and airing. But if it's going to be longer periods of vacancy, then it's probably a good idea to get somebody in there to open the doors and windows and do some light vacuuming once a month, because the mold and the humidity can be a huge issue. It'll kill your interior very quickly if you don't get that done. So we
Yes.
can cover that as well. If we do happen to land on a house, although I don't think so from your budget, that we can also handle yard maintenance, gardening, landscaping, anything like that that needs to be done. And so
Okay.
all of that, we've got three, I'll send you the document later, but we got three management plans that you can choose for. Basic utilities, taxes, and building fees, or plus cleaning and airing, or plus gardening and landscaping. And there's also an add-on if you want like emergency support, prioritization, pick our brains up to 3-4 hours a month. We can also add that on. So
Okay.
I'll send that to you. But generally speaking, I think depending on how often you're going to be here, if it's without the cleaning, it's going to be about 100,000 yen for the setup, and then 8,800 yen. So two monthly hours basically is what we charge for handling the management.
Okay.
If you do need a cleaning contract put in place as well, that's an extra 60,000 yen or so on the setup and one more monthly hour. So that becomes 13,200 yen from memory if you need that.
Okay.
And then anything that's non-routine, like renovations, repairs, furniture, deliveries, whatever you need, then we just charge by the hour, which is 4,400 yen.
Okay. Per hour.
So about what, $32, I think, at today's rates.
Okay. Wonderful.
Do you
Okay.
have some listings that you've already researched and are interested in viewing? Because then we maybe can do that within that week.
Yeah, so I bookmarked a few which I can send your way.
Yep.
Some of them are a one bedroom layout, but I was wondering if there were any two within that building. I don't know, I don't know how the building structures are typically. Are they varied in sizes, or is it mostly just, if it's
Most buildings would be identical units except maybe the top two floors, which would be bigger family-sized ones.
okay,
But the point is that, these units are being sold by individual owners. So if
right.
you haven't seen another listing in the same building online, it doesn't mean there probably isn't one for sale that's bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, I did see a couple that I was interested in. So I can definitely send them your way.
That'd be a good start.
And
Do you remember how old they were? 30, 40, 20?
I think some of them were maybe 30.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we can stick as close to possible to 30 and younger on purchase, that would be the best from a resale value and from building fees not going crazy value.
Okay. Yeah, so I will definitely send some that I was interested in. And then as far as property tax goes, what is the percentage here or in Tokyo?
Usually up to about 1.5% of the purchase price annually. It varies depending on the official evaluation, which is always going to be different to market price.
Right. Okay.
Oh, by the way, is the 9 million including purchase costs, which could be up to say 15%, or is that just for the listing price?
That's just for the listing price.
Okay, so just factor in about 15% worst case, hopefully less than that, on
Okay.
top of that for purchase costs. So that's legal and registration, the realtor's fee, and the purchase tax, which is a bill that you'll get after settlement, somewhere between 6 to 12 months after settlement.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have listings yet, send them my way. I just emailed you a few minutes before we started. So my signature has my mobile number there. If you're on WhatsApp or Line, that's the easiest way to get a fast response from me because emails take me a while to get to.
Okay.
So add me on WhatsApp or Line, whichever one you prefer to use, and
Okay.
send me those listings. I'll just have a quick review of them just to make sure there are no red flags that maybe you haven't noticed.
Okay.
And then we'll loop in a buyer side realtor and we'll get started.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Pleasure. So I hope we can get you into view something within the week, but please don't be too upset if that's not going to be possible.
No, I totally understand. The expectation is a little high, so I understand if I don't see anything. And again, we're not in any rush, so I'm really looking forward to the finding the perfect property. But if we happen to find any, candidates this week, that'd be great. If not, that's fine.
Well, we'll get if there aren't too many listings, or if, all of them, or a large portion of them fall through the cracks for whatever reason, then we'll get the agent to research others as well. And then for the viewings, if your parents are here, that's the easiest. But if not, I mean, the agent that I'll introduce you to is going to be based in Tokyo, so it's not going to break the bank if they go to do viewings. Even if it's all the way out in Yokohama, it's only not going to be, I don't know, $100, $150 for the day. It's not going to be too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Perfect.
So I'll wait for your message on WhatsApp or line, and we'll get started.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So there you have it. Pretty nice, thorough little call, I thought, that hopefully brought some value to those among you who are in a similar scenario and just about to pull the trigger on your first purchase of a holiday home here in Japan. Now, we can't let you go without telling you all about Yen Loans, our latest sponsor. They're a new non-bank lender offering financing to non-residents of Japan for purchases of Tokyo condominiums, soon to be expanding to other major cities as well, so definitely hit them up if you're looking to purchase in Osaka, Fukuoka, Kyoto, or any other big city too. And that's for any purpose, whether it's a holiday home, investment rental, or a combination of both, without any requirement for residency, a Japanese bank account, a Japanese corporate structure, or representative director, any of these things, and with a streamlined application process too. So reach out to them through the link in our show notes and let them know that you found them on the Japan Real Estate Podcast. And if you're quick enough to be one of the first 10 completed applications, you'll receive a 25% discount. That's 50,000 yen off the 200,000 yen application fee. To qualify, apply through the link in our show notes again, or enter the code JREYL on their website, yenloans.com. And that's it from us for this episode, folks. Huge thank you for tuning in. Please do follow and subscribe to the show if this is your first time listening. And we'd love it if you could share this episode with anyone you think might find interest in it. But even more importantly, we love hearing from you. So please let us know what you thought about this episode or the podcast overall in the comments section on our social media channels. We've got a very active Facebook group and business page, both under the name Japan Real Estate, which is also the name of our YouTube channel if you'd like to follow us there. And of course, we'd love to receive your rating or review on Spotify, the Apple Store, or wherever you may be tuning in from. Hope to have you again with us next time, and until then, yoroshiku.